button once. Pause. Press the button again. Press the button again. Oh, there it goes.
Excuse me.
Wait a minute. Blake, honey. No, we're going to go on a credit card diet, okay?
Oh, wait a minute. What's the rule again? Cash until the wedding, charge the honeymoon. Okay.
Yes. So
Cash
use the
until
money,
wedding,
the household money
charge
that's in the drawer.
honeymoon.
We use cash for the wedding, charge the honeymoon.
Ross, I'm sorry. I know I don't have an appointment, but I really do need some legal advice.
Well, could it wait till I get to the office?
No, it really can't. You see, it's about money. Well, this old friend of mine from my previous life has found himself in a bit of a fix. Ross, this will be confidential, right?
Well, yes, of course. I'm your attorney.
Yes. Well, you see, he seems to have found himself with stolen money, and it's my understanding from his wife that he didn't steal it himself.
Uh-huh.
So exactly how much trouble is my friend in?
Jenna, to be honest with you, your friend could be in a great deal of trouble. You want any more coffee?
No, thanks. Even if he didn't steal this money?
Well, you see, just being in possession of it is a crime.
Well, Ross, what do you propose that I do?
He should go to the police as soon as possible.
And tell the police where the money came from.
I should tell the police absolutely everything.
And this will ensure that he won't go to jail.
Well, a good lawyer could cut a deal and get him a suspended sentence. That is, if he can make full restitution.
What if he doesn't have the money anymore?
Jenna, if the police don't get the money, he could be looking at a prison sentence.
You're all thumbs, Ross. What's the matter?
I just found out a piece of information. I don't know quite what to do with it.
Morning, Counsel.
Good morning, Detective. Come on in, would you? Honey, would you be so kind as to make a fresh pot of coffee for us?
As long as you give me the back rub.
Yeah. Detective, sit down.
Thanks.
Please.
So, what's on your mind, Ross?
I just got confirmation that Paulie Artman and a partner recovered the stolen money that was taken in the savings and loan heist.
You did? How?
I'm afraid I really can't tell you that.
Well, then can you tell me if this partner happens to be the mysteriously missing Buzz Cooper?
No, not really. I'm into attorney-client privilege here.
It's a real funny thing, because, you know, when you called, I was on my way over here to see you.
What for?
Well, I know about the money. As a matter of fact, some of it's made its way back into circulation. And the funny thing is, I've traced some of it back to you.
You're telling me that my wedding gown was bought with stolen money?
Detective, you know what's going on here. Paulie Artman worked for Mindy Lewis. He had access to that studio. So he took the cash that I left. He replaced it with his stolen bills.
I know, but Paulie's story is that you wanted that money from the very beginning, and that you offered to reduce the charges against him 13 years ago if he paid you off. Can I have some sugar, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, do you actually believe Hartman's story?
Well, he says that's why you were at the airport that night, that you were hoping that he'd lead you to the money.
Oh, please.
Between you and me, I agree.
Well, thank heavens for that.
But look, the FBI is playing hardball on this. They're really breathing down my neck. Now, I'm going to ask you to trust me on something. I need your full cooperation.
All right, of course. What do you want me to do?
I want you to give me all the money you've got in the house. Look, I'm going to take it down to the station, and once the serial numbers come up clean, I'm sure the FBI will get off my back.
All right, Detective, I understand. Here.
Where do you get your money? Well, I'm going to need that, too.
You know, I was going to pay for the florist for our wedding out of this money.
Sorry about the inconvenience. Look, I'll have the station send you a check over for this, all right?
Yes, do that, please. Thank you, Detective.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
We don't have to really take this seriously, do we?
No. Of course not.
It's not like you to drop by unannounced like this, Dad.
Well, I could go back outside and announce myself.
I know you've been really busy, especially with the hearing for Peter's custody coming up. I just wish you would stop by like this more often.
I think your fiancé would take a dim view of my stopping by more often.
Well, that is going to change as soon as Ross and I get married.
Why, are you going to fill him full of some love your in-laws elixir?
No, I think you're going to see a different side of Ross. I think you're going to find out you have a lot more in common than you think.
A different side of Ross Marler. The mind reels.
Well, his preoccupied side, which he's been showing a lot of lately. He's been working so hard. Would you like some coffee?
Thank you. Why, you mean on Bridget's custody case?
Oh, yeah, that and some other things he won't talk to me about. He's been working so hard lately. I think you could stop by here just about any time, day or night, and find me hanging out here by myself.
Well, I'll tell you something, honey. If you're dissatisfied with the way things are now, it's just going to get worse down the line. If I were you, I would sit myself down and really think this marriage through. There's still time to change your mind.
Please do not even consider asking me to break up with Ross. I love him, Dad. He makes me happy. I know you find that very hard to accept.
Very hard to accept that which I cannot see.
Well, then maybe you just have to look a little bit harder. You know what I would love? I would love for the two of you to sit down and talk out your differences. I mean, really talk.
It was by really talking that we discovered just how much we dislike each other. Sweetie, the best Ross and I are going to be able to do is forge some sort of détente, and even that's a long shot.
But you'll try. For me.
Honey, I don't think Ross is ever going to accept me, any more than I think I'll be able to accept him. Some things are just not in the cards.
Yeah, well, this marriage is. I'm not naive, Dad. I know that many marriages don't work out. I've been there. But this one's the charm for me, Dad. I need Ross. He's my anchor. He grounds me.
Oh, honey.
And he cherishes me, Dad. He loves me. He loves me unconditionally in a way that nobody has ever done. I know I can trust him not to let me down. I love you, Dad. I know that you have done the best that you could, but you had a lot of things going on in your own life. I think that everything that I have been through has led me up to this point. And Ross is the beginning of a brand new life for me. I'm not even afraid to have children with him. Wouldn't that make a certain grandpa happy?
You know it would. Oh, sweetie, you seem to know what you're doing. If it'll make you happy, I will dance at your wedding.
With Mom, right? Oh, that's what I've always dreamed about, that you and Mom would be dancing at my wedding.
Well, I sure would like that.
So you're happy too?
If you mean, am I happy with your mom? I've always loved her.
Yeah, I think I knew that before either one of you did. You're not going to mess it up again this time, are you?
Oh, thanks for the encouragement. I'll try very hard not to.
So you believe in happily ever after too?
I'm working on it.
Good. Because that's what I intend on doing. To live happily ever after.
Oh, honey. That's all I want for you. That's all I want for all of us.
Well, I know I didn't call, but I was right around the corner, and I thought I would bring you these.
My shoes for the wedding.
Yes, my last errand from Mindy Lewis Designs.
I've been so rattled. I didn't even know I was missing these. Thank you.
That's okay.
Listen, do you want to hang out for a little bit? Or can I get you something to drink?
No, thanks. You know, I got to get home. I have work to do. The Journal has become a 14-hour-a-day job.
Huh, wow. I finally got Ross to dwindle his hours down to 16.
Mm-hmm.
He's working now.
Well, he's got a lot on his plate.
Yeah, he's ambitious. I used to be filled with ambition, amongst other things. I think most of my ambition was aimed at getting men to pay attention to me, though. Thank God I don't have to deal with that anymore. Yeah. Now all I have to think about is, I don't know, what do I wear for lunch? What do I wear for dinner? I know it's politically incorrect to admit that, but For the moment, I kind of love it.
Well, I think there's something politically incorrect about being politically correct. Chacun a son goût.
Amen. Or is that Gesundheit?
I just think you should do what fulfills you. Unfortunately, I don't really know what fulfills me right now.
Do you miss being with Josh?
I think that being alone is a good beginning. I've been treated like a problem most of my life. I'd like to know what it would be like to be treated like a princess. Kind of like you.
Nadine Cooper, at one point in time, was Mrs. Billy Lewis. Now, Ms. Reardon, while you were pregnant and living in her home, did she ever give you any gifts?
Yeah, some.
Didn't she also agree to buy you a brand new apartment, pay for your entire education once this baby was born?
Well, we talked about it.
And you expect us to believe that you're a good and decent mother after you essentially bartered your child like so much livestock?
It wasn't like that.
No?
Ross, please, take it easy.
Sid is not going to take it easy in the courtroom, and that's why we're here, to get her ready for that.
Ross, would you just chill out and give me a minute? I'm a little nervous here.
Look, we
okay?
don't have the luxury of time, Bridget, all right? Your hearing is tomorrow, and I can guarantee you, Vanessa is going to be ready. Were you married to Hart Jessup when he got you pregnant?
No.
Were you engaged to the man, or were you seeing him on a regular basis?
No.
No, in fact, it was a one-night stand, wasn't it? Mr. Jessup was fighting with his girlfriend, and you got him drunk?
I don't see what that has to do with anything. Are they really going to let him talk like this to me?
Ross, look, Bridget, look, you're allowed to take your time, okay? You can take a breath before you answer. Think before you open your mouth. And look, if Sid tries to corner you on this Hart thing like I just did, you tell him that you are petitioning the court on your own.
But that sounds completely rehearsed.
Rephrase it any way you wish, but just whatever words you use, choose them carefully, all right? And when you address the judge, you say your honor, and you always look in her
Okay,
eye.
fine. I just want to tell the truth in my own words because I think that's my best shot.
Yes, yeah, but you see, Sid is going to try and make the truth look as bad as possible. At every turn, he's going to try and throw you.
Oh, I can handle him.
I know you can, but you need a little practice, all right? So let's continue, Ms. Reardon. Now, Nadine Lewis, you allowed her to pass this baby off as her own, correct?
Yes, I didn't feel I had many options.
That's in your opinion. You just didn't pursue them. You had the options, but you didn't go to anybody on this. Not to your friends, not to your family, nowhere. And when things started going not the way you wanted them, you took matters into your own hands and you kidnapped the child, didn't you?
Nadine promised me a stable home for Peter, and the marriage was in trouble.
Again, that's your opinion. The marriage was in trouble. So you took the child out of his home and you gave him to one of your friends to look after. And where was that? In the basement of a restaurant,
Nobody's
right?
to blame for that but me. I was worried about Peter.
Are you currently involved with Dylan Lewis?
What?
Are you romantically involved with Dylan Lewis?
We're friends.
No, you're not. You're just using him to make yourself look better in the eyes of the court.
No, I'm not.
Another one of your bright ideas, Ms. Reardon?
Look, if you want to attack me, go ahead, but leave Dylan out of this. Well, that's how I feel about it.
We got a lot more work to do. Bridget, when I said that you could use your own words, that doesn't mean you have to give voice to every thought that comes into your head.
Well, Dylan's had enough problems with his family because of me already.
Yeah, well, you've got to get over that. Dylan made a choice.
Well, I'm not going to let him get hurt by his choice anymore. And I'm not going to let David get dragged into this either. Okay, Nadine was not a fit mother. She was not fit to raise him by herself.
No. You cannot say that. Don't you dare say that at your hearing. That invites a comparison of fitness, all right? You can say that you were worried about the child, which is true, isn't it, Bridget?
Yeah.
You can say that you were confused, you were scared, and Nadine talked you into it.
Fine, whatever. It's just, when you start stringing my past together out loud, I don't know. If I was a judge, I don't know. I don't think that I would think that I'd be such a fit parent.
Oh, Bridget,
I really don't think that I would think that I deserve Peter.
Well, you're wrong then. You're wrong. All right, listen. Let's just take a slightly different tack here. Let's give Bridget a break, and you and I are going to switch roles, okay? I'm going to pretend to be you. You're going to be me. I'm going to ask you questions. Trust me on this. It's going to work. This way you can show us both how to answer, and maybe we'll both learn something.
All right.
gonna lose my baby because Vanessa's everything I'm not.
Okay, Dr. Bauer, you are currently chief of staff at Cedars Hospital, right?
Yes.
And before that, you were on the surgical staff of the same hospital.
Yes,
Right?
that is correct.
And you were forced to abandon that position on the surgical staff because of problems due to alcoholism, right?
Well, that was an awfully long time ago.
Oh, so you're claiming you're no longer an alcoholic?
I have not had a drink in 12 years. But I will always be an alcoholic.
Do you have any children, Dr. Bauer?
Yes, I have a 12-year-old daughter, Michelle. I stopped drinking when she was born.
Were you married when she was born?
Yes,
Oh, let's put it another way then. Were you married to Michelle's mother?
that was a complicated situation.
It's a simple question, though, isn't it? Were you married to Michelle's biological mother?
No. Afterwards, my wife legally adopted the child.
Afterwards, I see. Okay, one other thing. It was a few weeks ago when you thought that a romantic liaison of yours was over for good. Didn't you put your fist through a window at the hospital?
That was an accident.
But you're not denying the fact that you are romantically involved with a woman who spent some time last year in a psychiatric institution, are you?
And what is your point?
Why don't you tell me? What's my point?
I think you two should spend some time alone together. Bridget, I'll give you a call later.
So tell me, what's my point?
Nadine! You're just the person I was looking for.
Hi, Ross. I was just heading over to the mall. Exchange a few things.
Look, I need your help. I need you to help me in an old case. I'd like this to stay between the two of us.
Sure. What are old friends for? I'd invite you inside, but the baby just got to sleep.
No. No, this is just fine. This concerns some missing money. Stolen money that was involved in the Paulie Artman robbery 13 years ago.
Well, I'm sorry, Ross. I really can't help you there. This doesn't have anything to do with me.
Nadine, I know that you're protecting Paul Artman and Buzz, and that makes you an accessory to this crime.
I really don't know what you're talking about.
And my advice to you is to go to the police as soon as possible.
I gotta get going.
Look, Nadine, Paul Artman is a dangerous man, and if he thinks you know too much, there's no telling what he could do. Now, Mr. Artman has no intention of going back to prison. That's why he made Buzz do his dirty work.
I'm sorry I can't help you, Ross, but I don't know anything about Paulie and Buzz and any stolen money, okay?
Think about what I said, Nadine, because the police are looking into the money, and it's only a matter of time before things heat up. And he's going to try and make Buzz take the fall.